So today I have here with me Kions, one of my top student, and he's very experienced in. Actually, I won't say very experienced because he started didn't not long, right? How long?
Today now it's 2019. I started September 2017, which is approximately 1.5 years, probably. Yeah.
1.5 year, but his learning curve has been very fast because he really immersed himself into this. So before I go on to ask him, the main question of this video will be, what does it take to be a good someone that is making money in the share market? Why I say a good someone? Not necessarily an investor, but trader. How do we just become good at making money from the stock market? So before that, let me ask him his experience and how did he get started in investing and why?
All right. First of all, I won't say I'm good. I'm still learning, but it's making positive progress. That is only after 1 year or so. Previously, it's a lot of try and error and things like that. So the question why I want to go into investing is because, very simple. When I get to know the reality of no matter how much you save, it's not going to be good enough to beat inflation. That's for sure. Once I learn that reality, I feel that I'm freaked out. So even if I have EPF or something like that, the amount won't be enough for me to live for the retirement. So I think being rich or well-off wealthy is not a luxury now. It's a need. So that's why I get into investing. I know that's a way to grow the money. Then how can a person be good at this thing? Like I said, I've used about 1 year in order for me to create positive returns. For the past 1 year, there's a lot of learning, constant learning, and try and error, of course. I came from a zero finance background. So learning value investing, knowing what's investing like, and also need to understand what is trading like. It's very different, and you need to actually go through a steep process, I would say.
Maybe you can talk about some of your early failures.
Okay, the early failures is like everyone else. When we started something, is you're hype about it, so you tend to think about the end result, which is getting rich with your money and things like that. But a lot of people forget that the process meant a lot. So I tend to be very impatient. So getting into the market and expecting something to return very quickly. So the moment I see losses, I feel very devastating. And also, I tend to hold on to losses. Sometimes
Classic.
Yes, that's classic human behavior. We tend to hold on to losses and we delay pain and we take instant gratification. So what happened was when the stock starts to move a little bit and make a little bit of money, then after that I exit the position. So when I first started learning is value investing is meant to be long term. So I broke that rule. It's like when I make about 2%, I exited the market. When I lose about 10%, I still holding on to it until it turns so bad that a stock that I hold go down 30%, and you have no choice but to cut, and the pain and the losses and damage is much more. So that is part of the fees of gaining experience, I would say, and a lot of patience.
So you would say the biggest issue initially was you confuse investing with trading. When you go in and you make money, you sell your winner very quickly in the trading mindset, and you want for quick money. When you drop, you hold it, right?
Okay, an interesting thing to share about is after 1 year doing 1.5 year doing this thing is, getting the mindset right is very important. Why I said this is because you need to understand the definition of investing and trading for capital gain. So if you're trading for capital gain, you are going into the market and out very quickly. What your aim is to get gain in capital. So investing is like some or other owning something that will constantly generate return. For instance, if you buy a house, it constantly generates you rental. That is probably an investing on what my point of view is. So if like stocks, you put in some money, then the company is good and it returns you in dividend in long term, that is investing. value investing, good investing is that particular company that you are buying is undervalued, is cheap. So that is called value investing lah. In my point of view, it's like the house market rate is 500,000, but all of a sudden, for some reason, the house is selling 300,000, and you use 300,000 buying undervalued house, but it can return you, constant income through this rental. So yeah, I get confused. I went in applying value investing techniques to hope for short-term capital gain, which is pretty wrong. Yeah, and then after that, slowly, I learned about trading and things like that. So I can clearly differentiate between trading and investing. So now I manage my portfolio nicely. Investing is investing. Trading is trading. So I does both. Yeah.
So I think your sharing is very important, especially for beginners. That, let's say if you're struggling and you find that your portfolio, usually if you see your portfolio is mainly all losses, paper losses, you're holding onto it, chances are you're making this beginner's mistake where you buy a share, when it go up a little bit you sell, when it go down you hold. So what will happen naturally at the end? You have all the losses in your portfolio, and those that you sell will continue going higher because you confuse trading with investing, or you're just reluctant to cut loss. But I think his story is very important because he show you the journey. It's the losses and the pain and the all this process is very natural. Everybody has to go through it, and if you are in that situation, know that it will be all right. You just have to learn from it. So maybe you can share what changed, what made you, or what have you learned, or what other instrument that you try out that helped you to grow out of that situation, and how come you are now able to consistently be profitable? What is the thing that caused you to have that?
Okay, firstly, a little bit of my background. I'm a trader and investor. So I trade most of the instruments for trading, maybe Forex, commodity stocks, recently options. And in investing, of course, just mainly shares. So the thing is this, I think what has changed and given me a positive return is the mindset. Firstly, it's the mindset, I would say, because firstly it's psychology. I find that after a series of failure, and of course knowledge lah, after a series of failure, and when I start to relook at the local stock market for value investing, I simplified quite a number of things. Oh yeah, the other thing is simplicity. Don't try to overcomplicate things lah. So simplicity to approach the market. The other thing is mindset. So set your mindset right. So it's like I say, investing is investing. So investing is meant for long term, right? Even it's for long term, capital gain is for long term. So then you keep things simple, and then you look at it in just a few simple steps. If it meets your criteria, just go in, set aside. That's for investing. As for trading, it's the same thing. Simplicity is my key. I find the more complicated it goes, the harder it is
To execute.
Yes, many people have this wrong impression that, especially in trading, many people think the more complicated it is the holy grail to make money. No, actually, it complicates you. It makes the trading worse, and I find at the end of the day, I stick back to simplicity. That helps me a lot. And recently, I did options trading, which options on stocks. So on stocks trading and options trading give me a lot of return recently, which is positive. Like I said, after a year plus, now it starts to go positive. Option mainly giving me a 20% return in 2 months. Yeah, that is a quite wonderful figure. I think of it because when I first pick up option from Value Syndicate, one of the syllabus in Value Syndicate, they are very conservative. The trainer is very conservative. He promised about 1 to 2%, but because of my training, because of my trading, yep. So I incorporated my experience of trading and the failure and stuff like that into options. So I managed to get 10% a month, but it's not always going to happen. I would say I'm happy with 5. So even if it's 2%, 1 year it's 24%. There is no financial institution out there would be able to give you 24% return per annum, even if fixed deposit probably 4. So yeah, even if it's 2% is a massive gain.
And at 24%, the effect of that in 10 years' time is you can 10x your money every 10 years. So if you have 100,000 now, you 24% every year. 10 years later, it become 1 million, another 10 year, 10 million, another 10 year, 100 million. So just compounding it that way is very important. And what I really like about what he said was simplicity over complexity. There was a saying, they say, if you want to impress someone, make it very complex. Wow, people don't understand what it is. But if you want to help someone, make it simple, because then they can execute and implement and get result, and they are not confused about it. And I think that's very important. Personally, I'm not expert in technical, but I only use two indicators, Bollinger Band and RSI. That's two. And then look at some support resistance, and it worked magically for me very well all the time. Most of the time, actually. Sometimes don't work.
I got something more interesting to share. His technical is more advanced than mine because he used RSI, he used Bollinger Band. I don't even use those two things. I only look at support and resistance and some candlestick price action. That's all I do. So I said it's so much simple, and I simplified so many things in order to get my trading effective these days. Even I apply it in options. This is all I look at. So yeah, that's what generates my 5 to 10% return a month. Yeah.
Okay, I think it's been a very, very good sharing. Do you have anything else to add for investors that are already investing specifically? If you are thinking to start investing, I think his story, he haven't shared with you. There was no, they say the other day I went for, a review with one of my friends, and they say actually the universe will tap you in the right direction. Sometimes something happen in your life so that something better can happen to you. So he had an experience where, you want to share about the experience, how you get to find about us?
Oh yes, how I came to know about VS savvy investment is, I've been running businesses, and businesses was not running well, so I've been suffering a low period in my business for I think at least a year. So I was thinking of an alternative. All of a sudden, I just have this in mind that I need to improve myself. I need to find alternative to at least substitute if my business really fails. So then I thought of the way of creating wealth, like I see on most advertising or whatever it is either you go to real estates or you do share market. I just have these two in mind because I've read some financial magazines. So real estate is out of my question because it's capital driven. I don't have that much capital to do real estates. Although I think out there there's guru teaching ways to do it which you don't need capital, but for me I think I don't know. So then I think stocks, share investment is a much more approachable direction to go. So I remember seeing this guy talking about share market with the whiteboard. So I don't know why on that time I was before I decided to learn this thing, I just stopped and watch. So then after that, when I come to that situation of my down period of my business, I suddenly thought of this guy again. But sadly, I didn't follow him or whatever it is. Then I start searching and searching and searching. Suddenly, I saw his ad again. So it's like, oh, okay, this might be a hint or a chance for me to tell me to go for it because he appears 2 times. So okay, then I sign up for the preview, the webinar, and then I follow through. Then that's how I ended up in this value syndicate, savvy investment. So, like I said, in the first 1 year, it was tough, but it is a good stepping stone. Yeah, it's a good stepping stone, and that is what Mengtek mentioned earlier. And by the way, the guy that I saw on the ad is Mengtek, this gentleman here. Yeah, so like he mentioned earlier, when you search for something, the universe will align you and will put you into some crappy situation probably in order for you to get something better. And surprisingly, when I start learning investing, I thought that will be a substitute and for my business failure, but in another hand, my business get better. And at the same time, I have this investment knowledge, and from there on, I try to generate more capital from business to do investment, and also I start learning trading. So from there on, things to pick up better. So yeah, the universe is pretty amazing. It purposely makes my business go on down period. When I start learning investing and things like that, my business pick up again.
Then now it's double engine, right?
Yes. So I know how to invest. I know how to make my money work. So I generate income from my business, and then after that, I put money in investment, trading, and that's how I generate capital gains from trading and probably long-term returns from investments. And at the same time, I generate income from a business, and as business grow, I generate more. So that's why people say the rich gets richer, the poor get poorer. But I'm not rich yet now. Hopefully in future, but hopefully the rich get richer. So and the other thing I would like to share is personal sharing will be, aside from making money and things like that, what I learned a lot in this community, and the syllabus that Value Syndicate or Seven Investment has taught us, in regardless of making money or whatsoever, money management, I think, is one thing very interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting to learn about money management. The reason why people appear to be wealthy, but in fact they are actually not wealthy, they are poor, is because of poor money management. People who are wealthy actually manage their money well. So besides learning how to generate returns or capital gain from investments, I actually learned how to manage money and actually make full use and utilize money properly. So that's very important, because if you can't manage your financial situation properly, if you can't make and save up to invest, then it's pointless. You don't have capital to invest. The word says it takes money to make money. When you don't have money, you can't actually make money. So yeah, I'm very lucky to get to learn about money management. That's one thing very important. And I find out that my lifestyle is much more simpler now, but I have more in saving. I feel more wealthier than last time, you get what I mean? Besides making more returns, and while managing the funds that I generate consistently, I felt wealthier now.
Much more comfortable.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of unnecessary spending sometimes we are not conscious of. Like, I just want to name brands, but you will spend more amount in certain high standard food or expensive coffee, which is not necessary. Or you buy things that probably you just in a hype that you want to own it, but at the end you own it, you feel that, oh, okay, it's just something that I own now, so what? So yeah, I tend to learn that, to hold on to myself, that these are the things that no more important to me. I only need to have things that I need. This is sufficient enough. Then the rest of the funds that I have, I just use it to create more wealth. That's the most valuable thing I think I learned in this community, and also this Value Syndicate. Yep.
So I think the prerequisite to investing is actually for you to have money management. If you can't manage your money well and you can't be saving money, then whatever income, whatever ROI you're making here in the investment, you'll be spending it. So you'll be continue the whole thing. It's just like a job. So you're not getting anywhere. So having the mindset that you want to keep compounding your money to grow wealthy is very important. And he touched on something very important, is the difference between income and wealth. Some people have high income, but they spend all of it. When they lose their job, they're very stressed, and that's actually poor. And wealthy people, maybe they don't have that much income, but they spend very little of their income, and they have income coming in from all different sources, so they feel very comfortable, they can sleep well at night. I think that's what we call wealthy. And actually something very interesting, when you start making money from stocks, right, do you realize now you have very purposeful, if you save this money, it can become much more money. It automatically become much more easier to save money, isn't it? Because now you have purpose, you know what to do with the money. So if you're looking for, whatever we talk about just now resonate with you, like you want to learn how to manage your money the proper way, right? How to segregate your money, how to, start investing, what are stocks, the whole journey just now, options, going through buying your first share, portfolio management, trading, technical chart, anything related to stocks, and you want to learn about it, I really invite you to join our value syndicate. Maybe you can join by going to the link above. Go check out our free introductory video on what are stocks, and we will bring you from total beginner. Maybe whatever we said just now resonate with you, you think you want to learn investing, that video will be able to guide you from beginning all the way to knowing what is all this stock investment is all about, and why are we so passionate about it, and what are wealth and how to generate wealth using it. Go ahead to the link above or the button below, and if you have something else to share.
Yeah, I think just a short one. Yeah. After attending classes, I find it's very useful. Back then, I'm very reluctant to attend class because I have to take money out to spend on classes, right? But at the end of the day, right, I think I get addicted to knowledge because this knowledge actually is abundance of wealth to me now. I find this knowledge, right, is I own it. I own a wealth because I go classes after classes. I don't mind paying because it shortens the learning curve very, very quickly. I can do things on my own, but probably I'll be good in the next 5 years. But it's only 1.5 years. I've been generating consistent profit. So I think all the paid courses, unpaid courses, I even go for free courses, things like that is worthwhile, seriously worthwhile. So education and knowledge will last you for a lifetime, and it is really resemblance wealth.
Because you're looking at it from an investment point of view, that means whatever you invest in the knowledge is investment in yourself, and you're going to have much higher ROI by saving the time. It's worth something to you and getting the result as quickly as possible. So if this video resonates with you, maybe like it, share it, comment, tag your friend or something. Those who are already investing but stuck somewhere, want to learn something more, this video is for you, right? Or those that want to start, you don't know what this is all about, you want to find out more, go to the link above and the button below, and I hope to see you there. All the best, and
Thank you.
thank you. Bye.